The phishing simulator allows you to test employees' practical skills in countering phishing attacks. It complements the training process. A pseudo phishing attack is launched from special email addresses. To avoid issues with the simulator, you may need to add the domains from which pseudo phishing email messages are sent to anti-spam exclusions and add the domains of pseudo phishing websites that open when a user clicks a link in the message to the allow list in the corporate proxy server settings. For more details on addresses and domains, please refer to the product help. Pseudo phishing campaigns simulate phishing attacks to encourage users to practice what they have learned. The administrator configures all campaign settings, selects the participants, a group or specific users, pseudo phishing message templates, campaign schedule, and duration. Note that the total number of participants in all ongoing pseudo phishing campaigns must not exceed the number of training slots. You can use a phishing campaign in a number of scenarios. First, you can use it to determine the initial level of employee vulnerability to this threat. To do this, launch a pseudo phishing attack before you start the training. A high percentage of employees failing this test can be an argument for cybersecurity training. To measure learning effectiveness, conduct another phishing campaign after the course is complete. You can also increase employee vigilance by periodically running a phishing campaign to remind them that the threat of falling victim to a cybercrime is very real. When preparing a pseudo phishing campaign, the administrator must first select the messages that will be sent to employees. For this purpose, the platform provides a pre-defined updatable library of pseudo phishing emails. In addition to selecting a ready-made message, the administrator can edit any of the preset templates, including blank ones, to create a pseudo phishing email message from scratch. Note that the templates available in different languages may differ. You can filter templates using various conditions to select the most appropriate sample for each case. For example, you can select specific template categories, specify the failure rate, that is the percentage of users who, according to statistics, do not recognize phishing in such a message, filter subjects by keywords, and so on. So we've selected a template. Let's copy it and open it for editing so that our pseudo phishing email resembles internal correspondence as much as possible. First, we need to configure the following. Template name. Let's add custom to the template name. The message subject says that a user is requesting access to an Excel spreadsheet. To make the message more plausible, we will specify an administrator's email address. Let's leave the default sender name that will be specified in the From field unchanged. Then you can select the address from which the message will be sent. As we mentioned earlier, this address must be added to the exclusions in your corporate anti-spam system. You can specify a category for your custom template and select the language. A link to a pseudo phishing website will be added to the message body. In this field, select the domain it will lead to. In the next step, you can see what the message will look like. Let's use the same address as in the subject, administrator@OFA-PATE. This template contains several customizable objects. For example, you can change the icon that mimics an Excel file in the message body, or customize the appearance of the Grant Access button. This button will take the user to the pseudo phishing website that you selected in the previous step. When you create a template, send a test message to the administrator's email. Let's open the mailbox of the user Ostap Bender. The message is there, let's open it. You can see that the link behind the Grant Access button leads to a pseudo phishing website. Let's click it. A banner opens informing the users that they have fallen victim to a phishing simulation as well as recommendations on how to recognize phishing and what to do if they receive such a message. Let's go back to the platform. We are in the list of custom templates. Note that you cannot use a real phishing message as a template, but the administrator can design a custom template based on a real message received from hackers. You can use one of the available blank templates for this purpose. For example, let's take the template with an image in the header. Copy it. As before, edit the template name, the message subject, specify the sender, and so on. In the second step, add an image to the header. Then type some text into the message body, and don't forget to add a phishing link to trick users into clicking it. Let's use the word registration to hide the link to our pseudo-phishing website. Then add an image to the signature and save the template. This way, you can create a custom template library for your company by copying and editing preset templates. Let's use custom templates to create two campaigns. The first step is to select the type of phishing campaign. Standard, where the user who clicks on a link sees a banner informing them that they have failed the test, or blind, where a 404-page not found error is displayed instead of the banner. In the latter case, it is less likely the user will suspect this was a training attack and, for example, warn colleagues. Let's select the first option this time. The next step is to specify a unique name for the phishing campaign and select templates of messages to be sent to users. Let's select the message template where an administrator requests access to an Excel spreadsheet in Google Docs. The third step is to select the users. To avoid inadvertently sending messages to the wrong recipients, as well as to comply with the laws of some countries, a pseudo-phishing campaign can only be launched for users who have accepted the user agreement and for users whose email addresses belong to verified corporate domains. As you will recall, we confirmed the ownership of the OFA-PET domain during the initial setup. Therefore, despite the fact that some employees have not yet opened the user portal and, therefore, have not accepted the privacy agreement, we can still add them to the campaign. Let's select two participants and proceed to the last step. This is where the campaign schedule is configured. First, select the delivery mode. Pseudo-phishing messages can be sent immediately after the campaign is created or at a specified time, simultaneously, or randomly at a time interval specified by the administrator. The data receiving period drop-down list defines the duration of the campaign, meaning how many days after the last message is sent the campaign should be considered complete. For our demo, 1 day is sufficient. Let's finish creating the campaign. You will notice that the Access campaign that we created has appeared on the Campaigns tab. General information about the campaign and statistics are displayed here. We'll come back to this later, but for now let's create another campaign using the other custom template that we created. Let's select a different campaign type, Scenario 404, to conduct a blind attack. The rest of the configuration will be the same. Let's include two participants, one is already learning and the other has never opened the portal. When both campaigns are ready, let's sequentially open the mailboxes of users from each group and check the incoming mail. We've sent messages with a spreadsheet access request to employees from the top managers group. The message is there, so let's open it. Suppose an employee does not recognize the phishing attack and clicks the link. The system informs the user that they have been tricked and reminds them how to identify a phishing attempt. Now let's go to the mailbox of an employee in the IT Specialists group who was sent an email with an invitation to register for a chess tournament. You can see that this employee has never opened the portal and hasn't started training. This is probably why he is not ready to resist phishing scams and also clicks the link. We've selected attack type 404, so instead of a banner and hints, the user sees an HEP 404 page not found error. This way, even though the campaigns haven't finished yet, the administrator can already assess the interim results. Let's refresh the page with the list of phishing campaigns. Let's open the properties of the chess campaign. Here you can see two tabs: statistics and parameters of the campaign. The administrator can see the campaign results, general status, and summary data about employee testing, the campaign launch date, the final date for sending mock phishing messages to all participants, the campaign completion date, etc. There is also information about pseudo-phishing messages that are used in each campaign and detailed statistics for each participant. The time the message was sent to the user and the time the user clicked the link or marked the message as phishing. Depending on whether the user has passed the test, the attack result column shows whether the user clicked the link or successfully recognized the phishing attempt. You can also see whether the employee gave consent to training. If necessary, you can open the Settings tab in the company properties and check the settings. The other campaign has the same intermediate results. One of the users has failed the test, and there is no information about the other. When the campaign is complete, the administrator will see the final report and can download it in table format. Also, note the marked as phishing column in the report. How can a user flag detected phishing? A special Microsoft Outlook plugin does this. Let's open our company settings and go to the Report Phishing tab. It contains the settings of the anti-phishing plug-in that can be added to the following versions of Microsoft Outlook for Windows. The administrator can configure the plug-in in the web interface of the console, then download it from the portal and deploy it in the organization in any convenient way. You can specify a list of trusted domains users will not be able to mark messages sent from them as phishing and the address of the cybersecurity specialist to whom suspicious messages will be forwarded. Change the plugin icon that will be displayed in the mail client, its interface language, and notification templates. Let's download the plugin. The plug-in is packed into an archive that contains all the artifacts necessary for installation. The MC installer, the license agreement, installation and uninstallation instructions in several languages, etc. This is the local installation scenario. Installation is performed using the EMS executility and standard parameters plus two special parameters, one of which is a must, EULA1. After the plug-in is installed and Outlook is restarted, the user will see the Report Phishing button in the Mail client interface. You can click it to forward a suspicious message to cybersecurity specialists. If an employee recognizes our training message as phishing and tries to report it using this button, the plug-in will display the corresponding message. In addition, information about the successful test is included in the campaign statistics and reports.